If someone had told me about component libraries, where to get free animations, icons and fonts, industry trends, and what companies actually want back when I started web development, I would have saved hundreds of hours. That's exactly what I'm going to help you with today. I don't usually go this deep, but there's a lot to unpack here. And no, this isn't another React versus Angular debate or vague self-help rant. It's realistic, practical advice that will save you a ton of time, effort, and stress. When you're making websites professionally, whether in corporate or personal projects, 90% of the times you're going to be using component libraries instead of creating everything from scratch. And nowadays, using component libraries is as simple as using Lego blocks. Literally. You still need to know basic CSS. Well, no, ChatGPT is going to handle it. No, you do. But there's really no point in wasting your time cramming every single CSS property or React feature. There's no harm in speedrunning through this process and learning new things as you face problems. That's why everyone advises you learn by building projects instead of tutorials. However, I personally really love the websites where the developer says screw this and builds beautiful websites from scratch, even if it's terrible, like my portfolio website, which I designed in a pixelated retro desktop theme. But yeah, if you hate frontend and just want to stop being unemployed, you should focus on using component libraries. Great stuff. There are plenty of good icon resources, but you only need these two. Google icons are an unavoidable resource for minimal icons used everywhere, and flat icons are great for more versatile and fancy icons. You are likely going to find the perfect icon for any task here. Lottie is great for free animations. I wish I got to know about this sooner. Anyways, here are some component libraries I'm sure you all will love. Just using any of these will be more than enough, but I have included some diversity. You can save this video so you don't lose all these gems. Some of these are very underrated, but you can always Google it in case you forget. If you are really serious about frontend, I would highly recommend using Figma. Excalidraw is one of those tools you didn't know you needed until you use it. Here is a system design architecture I developed during an internship that literally made my manager come. Finally, don't sleep on fonts. A right font sets up a high standard and maintains brand personality if you have OCD like me. These are the only 6 basic fonts you need to know about as a developer. I mean, if you haven't already been, feel free to pause the video and check them out. When I finally mastered HTML, CSS and JavaScript, I thought anyone would hire me now as a front-end developer. And oh boy, that aged poorly. So I spent the next few weeks mastering React.js, but now everyone is asking for MERN-stack jobs. So I spent the next few weeks learning all the backend stuff, and then suddenly everyone in the BOM is a MERN-stack developer. So I spent the next few weeks learning system design and DevOps, and only then I could feel hireable in this domain. At the end of the day, I developed the following skills, and from my first .html file to deploying a Docker container, it probably took me around 9 months. I honestly think that starting from HTML and going all the way until you have conquered React.js is a long and hard journey. But to withstand the fierce competition, you still need much more. What a f***ing clown show. This is another reason why component libraries are such a blessing. I'll take a short segment to talk about projects since this is what you will be doing mostly. And the number one challenge people face is procrastination. To overcome this, you should start by building small and simple projects that you can finish in a couple of days. There's no need to build large hefty projects right away that will drain all your willpower at once. Another major factor is satisfaction. If you don't feel fulfilled, you are going to give up on the project. And the way to go around this is to take a project idea that you would absolutely love to build. If you're into gym, make a simple workout tracker. If you're into gaming, make a character stat showcase. If you're into reading, make a Tinder-like book recommender. I also have a small 2-minute video that will guide you perfectly on how to do this. Finally, let's talk about industry trends. This is probably the most crucial and also the most fun topic in the entire video since it sets you up for success or failure. Here's everything you need to know. Every new Friday, you will see a new JavaScript framework popping up. That is apparently the fastest framework that you have ever had, and if you're not using it already, you have failed as a hare and will never find a fertile mate. However, the lack of community support and because basically no one is hiring in that stack means you should be really careful while adopting one of these. Most of the jobs nowadays nowadays are in one stack, Angular, .NET, and Java. It's crazy how no one tells us that most of the industry is founded in Java and .NET applications, and they are not going anywhere. 3 billion devices worldwide use Java. WordPress and PHP still runs most of the web applications out there. It's cool to learn so-called superior technologies. They are awesome. But in the real world where job exists, they are going to stick to this dinosaur tech. Having said that, if your priority is to get a job, I would recommend Angular, as in my experience, it's way less saturated than React. It has a steeper learning curve, but despite that, its two-way data binding makes it really simple to use. And even if it's slower than React for large-scale applications, the fact that most big tech companies still use and hire Angular devs might indicate that speed might not be a huge issue. This is coming from a React fanboy, by the way. React, on the other hand, also has huge learning curve, but once you understand it, it becomes as easy as English. Its ginormous community support means no matter whatever the fuck you are building, it's going to be much easier building it in React, generally speaking. But I still highly encourage you to do your own informed research. There's a lot of disinformation in programming space online, and you really cannot trust a single person's advice. So take guidance from your seniors, colleagues, experienced people on the internet, and listen to what your heart tells you to do. I'm building a programming community of like-minded folks for actually helpful advice, wholesome conversations, and fun memes. So please join me if this speaks to you. Thanks a lot.